President Obama is now set to visit the Gulf Coast on Friday, and we may know by then whether the latest attempt to stop the massive oil leak was a boon or a bust. BP is running a series of tests today before the make-or-break top kill procedure is tried, most likely tomorrow morning. Company officials predict a 60 to 70% chance of success, but there are new questions about whether the public will see what's going on. Democratic Congressman Ed Markey says BP plans to kill its live video feed of the leaking well during the top kill operation. But BP tells CNN that no final decision has been made. And just a short while ago, I asked the president's director of energy and climate change policy, Carol Browner, if the White House would be okay with BP taking down the video feed.
No, that's not okay. Look, people need to be able to see this. Obviously, we don't want to get in the way of what they need to do down there in terms of the robots, but this is something people should be able to see.
Stand by for my full interview with Carol Browner. That's coming up. But right now, let's bring in our senior White House correspondent, Ed Henry. Ed, what was the thinking? Why is the president going back to the Gulf on Friday?
Well, Wolf, you'll remember the president was there on May 2nd. He had a quick visit, and the story has changed dramatically since then. And senior people inside the White House say they know that there's a lot of heat on this president now. They say he has been wanting to go a second time for quite some time, but they also realize there's a lot of pressure out there. And it's interesting because late last week you had White House aides basically saying BP is in charge, the government can't take over. Then over the weekend you had the Interior Secretary Ken Salazar saying maybe we'll kick BP out of the way. That's caused more confusion here. And in fact, today, Republican Senator Olympia Snowe was saying there doesn't appear to be any one single person in charge at any level here. She said there needs to be more rigorous leadership, and she said the president himself needs to step in. When you have a moderate Republican like that, like Olympia Snowe, not a bomb thrower, saying that, this White House realizes they have a political problem, and the president is going to jump in and try to show he's on top of this, Wolf.
He's flying to California for a fundraiser for Barbara Boxer, the Democratic senator. She's not very happy about what's going on either.
No, she's been all over this. You know, she's the chairwoman of the Senate Environmental Committee. She was the first Democrat really last week to come out swinging and say she believes BP has been involved in a cover-up. Very strong words there. Now, today she had warm words for the White House in saying that the Justice Department is pursuing answers and potential criminal investigation on whether or not BP really had all the facts, in line, whether or not they really knew how to deal with something of this manner. But on the other hand, she's not exactly on the same page with the White House and the president in terms of offshore oil drilling and the president's ideas about expanding that. So it's quite interesting because they're not completely on the same page. And I think also worth noting, Republicans are already jumping on the fact that the president had 3 fundraisers here in San Francisco tonight, one of them at the Getty home, Getty of oil fortune fame, of course. Republicans jumping on that irony and saying the president shouldn't be out fundraising here in California, instead should be focused more on the oil spill, Wolf.